to Let's Talk About It with Quisa Quee. Tonight, I have a special podcast episode, my very first episode that I wanted to share with you guys. And tonight, I have a special guest that's with me, Mr. James Sherrod Hatcher. That's his name.
What's happening, everybody?
He's my special guest. And tonight's episode is navigating through tough times, finding comfort during the holiday season. I know this topic is very sentimental because I know it's a lot of people who are going through trying times right now, especially during the holiday season, losing loved ones, experiencing losses throughout the years, or still recovering from those particular losses. And so it's very dear to my heart, very dear to me as a person who has experienced that. For those who don't know, I lost several people in my life within the last year. And especially my oldest uncle. And then less than 6 months, I lost a brother-in-law. And then 4 days after that, I lost my mother. And to lose, cousins and uncles and, friends and people that who lost loved ones. Even people who are going through trying times this season. My deepest condolences to you and your family. I ask the Lord to continue to give you the strength each and every day. I ask God to give you peace, find comfort, give you the strength to make it through each and every day. It's never easy to be going through the trying times. So I had this one person that I knew that's close to me that I felt like that can relate to me firsthand, especially of the things that we both have experienced within both of our families, especially within the last year. So tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Well, everybody, some of you may have heard my voice before. I'm the voice of Too Real, formerly of Pregame the podcast. Currently now on my own podcast with my friends, my brothers Ripley and Corey Main. Our show called The Dialogue of Game. As a matter of fact, we will be doing a show tomorrow, so make sure y'all tune into that.
Yes.
But yeah, I've been doing the podcasting for 4 years now.
4 years. Yeah.
So I've enjoyed it. So I was doing the pregame show. I did the pregame podcast for 4 years, and decided, I wanted to start my own up, and that's when I got my boys Ripley and Corey Main involved. So we shot a pilot episode back in November. So we got a show coming tomorrow. Then with Quisa Quee and the show that we're doing tomorrow, they're gonna tie in together. So that's definitely something that you don't want to miss. So
most definitely
be on the lookout for that.
Yes.
But this time of year it's tough, especially dealing with freshly lost loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though it happened last year, full year that went by, but it's still tough.
Yes, it is.
It's still tough. Like she mentioned earlier, her uncle passed away April of 2022. My oldest brother, end of September 29th, and 4 days later, on October 3rd, my mother-in-law. So, like, in the midst of that, we was getting my brother's funeral arrangements set up. And matter of fact, the day that we went to make my brother's funeral arrangements, that's when my mother-in-law passed. She passed that night. So it was, you can only imagine what was going on at that time. A lot of just emotions just all over the place, man.
Yes, most definitely.
And of course, the funeral that Saturday, then the next weekend, my mother-in-law's funeral. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yes.
And then, we're coming to 2023. We 2 months in, it's February. And my first cousin, he actually officiated my brother's funeral. He passed away. So you just taking punches after punch after punch. And then you had these holidays come around. And, especially when that happens that close to the holidays, a part of you just don't really care for real, because like the people that you want there ain't there. So you adjust into this new normal without them.
That's true.
And I'm tell you something. That ain't gonna happen overnight.
No, it's not.
That ain't gonna happen in a few months. And it ain't gonna happen in a year. That's just gonna be an ongoing process for as long as you still have breath in your body and you're able to function on a day-to-day basis. It's just one of those things that you try your best to cope with. And it ain't easy. You're gonna have your moments. It's hard. It's real hard.
I say for me, like you said, even with losing my uncle, my brother-in-law, and then my mom, and then cousins, especially coming into this year. I lost a cousin in April. And that also really affected me, And you turn around, you lose people that you cool with, their families or whatnot. And I lost another cousin. So losing a cousin on dad's side, then losing a cousin on mom's side, it's just like, man, I can't catch a break. You know what I'm saying? Within a year span. So for me, I think I would say last year really, really affected me, especially when my mom passed. In a sense, a lot of people may not know. I felt like I was prepared before realizing I was prepared. And then around the corner was her birthday. Her birthday is on Veterans Day. So I dealt with that. And then Christmas, and I know Christmas is like her favorite holiday. I just didn't want to be bothered, with anybody. I guess my mindset is totally different now, So check on those loved ones you have, even if it's just a phone call or a text, from near and far. For me, I think you answered one of my questions that I was going to ask you. I had some questions for you. You just have to take it day by day, and that's another topic that we'll get on to. Also, my main thing is dealing with self-care during the holiday season. You have to take time out for you. And it's okay to say no. Some people find hard for it to happen. A lot of times we get in this where everybody doing stuff or getting together, and it's all well and good. If you up to it, cool. You may have those moments where you're not up for it, and that's okay. Do something that you like. Learn to meditate. Meditate is very, very good. For me, it has been. Hey, If you're a girly girl, you like to get styled up and shaved, then hey, you do that. Get your nails done. Do something for yourself. Whatever it is that you feel that will work best for you. Or you just need to be in a room to yourself, quiet. Get that inner peace. That's what I feel. One of my questions for you is, can you share a specific moment or a story that highlights the importance of comfort during the holidays?
As tough as that, as tough as that is during that time, and it might sound a little cliche, and because I'm sure everybody has heard it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That when you're dealing with something like that, that's why it's good to have those memories.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Because they mean a little bit more now.
That's true.
Because everything you did, you know, with that person, you know, they're gone now. So they're not here anymore for you to create new memories with. But you still have those from the past to hold on to. So
exactly.
I think about, for me, I think about like all the fun times, the funny things that was said or did, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
Like, I remember the last Thanksgiving that my brother was here for.
Mm-hmm.
That was 2021. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we was over my mom's house, and, you know, they always had NFL games on Thanksgiving. So that particular year, you know, they're going to have the Dallas Cowboys on every year for Thanksgiving. So that was my brother's favorite NFL team, the Cowboys.
Yes.
And I'm a Raiders fan. So the Raiders and Cowboys just so happened to play that year on Thanksgiving. And the Raiders beat the Cowboys. And so I found a whole great deal of joy ridiculing him about it. And I just remember seeing his face, how he was just giving me this dirty look. Like, man, if you don't get out of my face with that. Because first he'll cuss out the Cowboys, yes, then he'll cuss me out because I'm bothering him about the Cowboys.
Exactly.
So it's stuff like that you glad you had those memories. And it's so many other ones.
Yes.
So many other memories that you got. So, like I said, it don't replace them not being here. But it's something.
Yes.
You still have a piece of them with you.
Each and every day.
Yeah, so yeah, like those memories, man, cherish those memories, because you can always go back to those, and that gives you a little bit of comfort.
Yes.
It does. Like I said, don't replace them being here, but it does ease the pain just a little bit.
I think for me is, you know, cooking for Christmas, and for me, I know that was one of her favorite holidays, and she loved her sweatshirt, her Christmas sweatshirt, or her Christmas sweater. She had to get jazzed, she had to get fly. For those who know how Mom was, yeah, that was her all day. And at the same time, when she was still cooking and stuff like that, even though I don't eat them, but she would cook chitlins. That was her only time she would cook them.
That's a gourmet delicacy. You're missing out.
I know. We'll have that conversation another day. But nevertheless, love, like I said, and between my brother and my guy brother, they be ready to come get some chitlins. I couldn't stand the smell of none of that. But nevertheless, the things we always cook like something different than the traditional stuff for Thanksgiving, you know?
Yeah.
And so I took on a lot of those recipes, so when I would cook for her, and I'll never forget the Italian dish that I made her for her last Christmas. And I cherish that. You know, I cherish those memories. She was the only person that I knew that would say, when people say Merry Christmas, she was one of the ones I know when you would call her and she would say seasoned greetings. And nobody could ever say it like she did. You know, even though she gonna say Merry Christmas, but she'll say season greetings. And those are the things that I keep dear to my heart. And even though this is a hard time for me, I find it comfort, you know, just remembering those good times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said,
and just reflecting.
Like I said, it may not seem like much. It might not seem like much at the time when those memories are created, but this is the time where those memories value skyrocket.
Most definitely.
Because that's all you have at that point. So yeah, so that's one. I think for me, that's the best thing that I can do.
Okay. I do have another question for you. What are some practical strategies for managing stress and promoting self-care during the holiday season? Or what you have learned thus far?
Do stuff that you like. Do things that you enjoy doing. You know, indulge yourself in your hobbies.
Yeah.
You know, that can be a stress reliever. Even if it's something simple as going for a walk. You know, if you have you know, close friends, close family that you typically talk to, go and see, hey, go kick it with them for a little while.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody has that. You know what I'm saying? Like for myself, yeah, I like playing my Xbox. So, you know, I just turn it on and play it for a couple of hours. You know, I find joy in that. You know, it's calming to me. So I do that. Sometimes I pull out my headphones and listen to some music. You know, just be in my own little zone on that. You know, certain music I like listening to, you know, I'll do that. So, like I said, everybody got their thing. So, whatever your thing is, you know, hey, I know some people out there, hey, they like to indulge in the herbal remedies. You know what I mean? If that helps you out, go for it. Go for it.
Yes, most definitely.
But yeah, that's what I would do. Long as you ain't doing that when you bringing harm to nobody else, you know.
That's all that matters to me.
Yeah, just go for it.
Yes. For me, well, since I just finished my first semester of grade school, and I say a lot of people may and may not know I do like to play video games. Of course, I like listening to music and stuff and meditate. Sometimes I just like being in a room by myself, you know, sit back and reflect on different things, be on my iPad, you know. Of course, don't laugh, but yeah, I do watch Tubi, so it's crazy as sounds, but hey, I do watch my Tubi, and be some things on there, and you know, try to catch up on some shows right now. In between, and sometimes I might be in the mood, but like, hey, I don't feel like watching TV.
Have you watched The Nurse Who Saw the Baby on the Freeway yet?
No, I haven't.
I haven't either, but
I'm gonna get to that. That's another conversation for another day. Okay? But nevertheless, so, but for real though, like for me, you know, just talking to those loved ones or those friends, you know, to catch up with you haven't seen in a while or for a minute is always good. You know, those ones that's gonna keep it above with you. And so my thing is you just need time for you. And sometimes you just need to take a step back and just reflect and re-involve yourself on whatever it is that you have going on. And as long as you get a peace of mind and you have a peace of mind, you know, and just continue to pray and ask God to give you the strength each and every day, and you're going to get through.
Oh yeah, it's one day at a time.
That's it. Day by day.
Mm-hmm.
Day by day. I have another question. Are there any traditions that you believe that can bring softness and comfort during the tough times during the holidays?
Um, like it wasn't never nothing over the top or anything special. Meaning it's going. I mean, you had to go back to when my grandmother was live. Back in the 90s
Mm-hmm.
before she passed away because ironically she passed away in 1998
Mm-hmm.
December 22nd, 3 days before Christmas.
Mm.
So next Friday will be 25 years since her passing.
Okay.
But one thing that we used to do all the time is we would, all her kids, grandkids, go over to her house for Christmas or whatever. Like I said, it wasn't nothing special. It was just that everybody was there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That was during the time where, everybody was closer,
Mm-hmm.
because we knew we was going to see each other. One of them holidays, some of us have been and seen each other throughout the year, of course.
Right.
But like just having us in one setting,
Mm-hmm.
you already knew that was going to be that one setting that you were going to be in. It was always, hey, go to grandma. We're going to be at grandma's house this Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that year, like I said, she passed 3 days before Christmas, and we had her funeral the day after Christmas on the 26th.
Wow. I bet that was
So, yeah, that was weird. And I think, like, for me in Christmas, I just never looked at Christmas the same way again because,
yeah.
like I said, I remember just 25 years ago, but I remember it just like yesterday. Like I said, her funeral's that Saturday on the 26th, so
Mm-hmm.
of course that Friday, that's when the funeral home have your loved ones ready for viewing and stuff the day before. So obviously that was Christmas Day, so
Oh wow, that's tough. Wow.
Christmas Day, instead of you being at grandma's house,
Yeah.
you visiting the funeral home, viewing her, and then of course the next day you're burying her.
Yes.
And I guess for me that's probably why, like I said, it's been some good Christmases for me after that, but like I said, they just ain't been the same. Just kind of a weird time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Understand.
So, but like back to your, original point, like traditions, like that was one tradition. So, after grandmama passed, kind of after that, like my mom and her siblings, it was like after that they kind of started doing their own individual things after that.
Yes.
Now it might be an occasion where like mom, one of my other uncles or aunties at the time, they might, one of those random years after that, they might decide, hey, I'm going to do Christmas dinner at my house. So, I want everybody to come over for that. So we had those in there, but those was inconsistent because it wasn't like, that same person was doing it every year, even if it even happened that any particular year. So, when they kind of start fading off like that, of course everybody would talk to each other on that day, but it was just kind of like, like with me and my brothers, we going over my parents' house, the cousins, and they going doing things with they parents or whatever. So it just kind of, that's just kind of like where it had got stuck with it. Now I know some people, they like going out of town and stuff for the holidays.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to a point yet where I'm up for doing that right now. And the reason being is like I just mentioned, losing relatives, and I lost my grandmother 3 days before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And as we get older, and that means, if you're fortunate enough to still have your grandparents or your parents around, for me, I would cherish those moments. And for me, I would hate to be, let's just say I went out of town this Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate to have went out of town this Christmas and, God forbid that, one of, neither one of my parents were around for the next Christmas, because it would always probably be on my head, I should have kept my ass at home last Christmas if I knew that was going to be the last one.
Okay.
So that's why I'm like, nah. Now, unless they was going with us somewhere, long as we together, yeah, but, just leaving them and not being with them, that just ain't up for that.
I got you. I guess yours is different, because you're blessed to still have yours. But for me, I have neither. So I feel like last year, of course, me and my brother Jaffa got together, and I cooked something that I know that my mama loved to have. But at the same time, it was requested by my brother. Like, hey, can you cook this pepper steak and rice for me? I ain't had nobody that can cook it like Mama had. And I know you can cook it like Mama, because she done showed you how to do it. Seriously? But I did. Because that brought joy and a memory. That brought back memories for the both of us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, to have that moment, because we all we got. At the end of the day, both of our parents, his dad gone, mine's been gone, and now our mom's gone. So, for me, if I had the opportunity, I would go. You know what I'm saying? Just to get away. I can understand your point. I understand your point.
Mm-hmm.
Your perspective. You can't do nothing but respect that. I would say, how do cultural or religions practice play a role in finding comfort? And how can it be a source of strength for individuals facing these different this challenge?
Well, for me, like most kids, grew up in the Baptist church.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Had you up in that joint every Sunday, whether you wanted to go or not.
Oh, yeah.
Most cases I didn't.
Oh, gosh.
But I was there. Haven't been much. I ain't gonna say that. I've been here and there in my adult life. For me, it just starts within you with your relationship is like with God.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I pray every day. A lot of people don't see it, but I'm doing it my way. That's just my relationship with
Right.
God.
Right. Right.
It just depends on, like I said, your relationship, your faith, how strong your faith is.
Mm-hmm.
I know sometimes we might have that streak where things just ain't seem to be working in our favor sometimes.
Right.
So your faith is tested. Hell, mine was just tested for the last month and a half, but everything worked out.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
and that's just when things work out. That's letting you know that hey, he's listening.
He sure is.
He's listening.
Mm-hmm.
And what's that old saying? What the old folks always saying about time? It might not come
When you
want
want
to,
but it'll be right on time.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, it's one of those things.
Yes.
That's one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So, lean on your faith, your relationship with God. If it's even if your relationship is not as strong as you want it to be, one thing I can say, especially amongst the black community, everybody got that family member, that close family friend, or just a close personal friend of yours. That could be a best friend, cousin, whoever. Y'all know that one person that always quoting Bible scriptures, you know, talking about their faith, you know, their relationship is strong.
Mm-hmm.
Go to them.
Yeah.
Go to them.
That's right.
They'll welcome you with open arms. You know, go to them. Hey, be like, hey, yo, man, I just need some prayers or whatever. Hey, man, I know folks that stand there and pray with you.
There you go.
They'll pray with you. So, man, you know, do what you got to do, man. However you have to do to find your relationship with God, you know.
I want to say that I love my spiritual friends, the ones who pray for me and my family. You know, especially even for myself during the hardest time. You know, I greatly appreciate those who have, even during this time of the season. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard, and some people do question. You know, losing a loved one, going through that, just like I would say, I don't know how you feel, because I still have my siblings, I still have my brothers and my sister, and you don't know how I feel, because you still have your mom and your dad, so you're blessed.
Yeah.
You know, and so my heart goes out to anyone who has lost a parent, who lost a loved one, because I don't know how. I know I can relate to losing a parent, both parents, but I can't relate to you on losing a sibling. But especially if it's someone that was like a sibling to you, that's even more tough, because you wrong to build that relationship with that person, and it takes time.
Absolutely.
It takes time.
And I want to give a shout out, man. I want to give a shout out to two people.
Okay.
I want to give a shout out to the Blackmans, Demetrius and Jamaica.
Yes. Shout out to my brother and sister.
Because man, I can't even describe how, you know, they was there for the both of us.
Yes, they were.
You know, Demetrius, he officiated our wedding in 2019.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. I know that's the right year.
Yeah.
But he officiated our wedding in August of 2019, and man, they just been the ultimate support team. You know, when my brother, her mother passed away, they was there. You know, when we had when me and her had our situations, our drama going on, they was there for us, man. It's ironic, Jamaica, me and her got a good relationship. that's my little sis there, but you know, hey, sometimes she gets in my ass, you know, about stuff, but hey, it's vice versa. But they just some good people. So hey, y'all watching, man.
I just want to tell y'all. Thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. I love y'all. May God continue to bless you and your beautiful family, especially Miss Charlie.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
But yeah, they and like Rev, he was our confidant, you know what I'm saying?
Because it was difficult. Like, I want to definitely give a shout out to the both of them as well. From the bottom of my heart, on behalf of myself and the family. We greatly appreciate you guys being there for our family, being there for me every step of the way, even after being up there at the hospital. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Also being here for James and I, because it's been tough, and it definitely, these kind of things, you trying to deal with it the best way you know how, and it can definitely test your relationship. And so I just want to give a special thank you to Brother Demetrius Blackman and First Lady Jamaica Blackman. Thank y'all. May God continue to bless y'all and keep y'all here with us.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
I have another question, mister.
Mm-hmm.
In your experience, how has sharing stories of resilience and hope contribute a sense of collective comfort for those who are going through tough times?
You said stories of resilience?
Mm-hmm. And hope.
Hell. I'm still here, ain't I?
Yeah.
I obviously resilient to something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look, everybody go through it.
Yes.
That's just part of life.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have hard times. We're gonna lose loved ones, and it's gonna be a tough road ahead. But you know what they say: what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And you learn something. Your resiliency is not only just for you, but it's also for something. It's also something that you can pass along to somebody else that may endure that same thing that you did.
Mm-hmm.
And they might turn to you.
Yes.
And because actually, you know, we just experienced that with Sister Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
right.
You know,
yes.
she lost her brother earlier this year, and you know, me and her had that conversation. Like,
mm-hmm.
you know, I understand exactly how she feels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, you know, dealing with the loss of my brother, you know, I talked to her about, you know, some things or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And, you know, she was open and receptive to that stuff. So that's just an example of, you know, your resiliency not only helping you, but helping somebody else that may be dealing with the same thing that you have.
And for me, I would say I have a couple of friends who's experienced this as well, of losing a mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope they are watching or watch this as well. And my thoughts and prayers again are with you and your family. I understand exactly what you're going through. I had my best friend to lose her father, another best friend to lose her mother a couple months before I lost my mother. And we all had to lean on each other. And anytime anybody that's going through something, if I can be a help, you know, or you can guide me in something, you know what I'm saying, I greatly appreciate it. Because one thing I was taught is like, no man is an island. You can't live in this world by yourself. And we all gonna go through our trials and tribulations. And sometimes that's when some people, when it comes down to the holidays and stuff, depending on how people have relationships with family members. I'm not getting into that per se, but sometimes people just need to take a step back, and they might feel like in the best interest of them, they just might need to be to themselves, you know, especially if they still trying to find their way and still finding comfort during this time. And so, to my friends and cousins and folks that I know who have lost a parent or parents recently or within the last year, or anybody I know who have throughout the years, I understand. And we gotta take things day by day. As it becomes closer to the holidays, for me, it gets harder. You know what I'm saying? Of finding that comfort. Because everybody's just kind of like everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, families, people do their own thing. So, it's like, man, it's just what it is. So, for me, I have my moments.
Yeah, you're gonna have
and you're going to have your good days and you're going to have your bad days.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I'm on chill mode right now. And that's okay. And it's okay to not be okay. I've learned that too. It's okay to not be okay. So, and if you like to do things for like the community or something, maybe that's something that you can do. You know, give back to your community if you find that to be comforting, you know, during the holiday season. Because we all gonna get our blessing, you know?
Absolutely.
Yes. And
yeah, like I said, man, whatever it is that you find your comfort in, do that. You know, close family, friends, you know, whoever. You know, do what you gotta do. Because one thing I do tell people, don't feel like you in this by yourself.
mm-hmm.
Because you're not. You know, we all, this is a rough time for a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, these holidays.
Yes, they are.
You know, some of my closest homies, like brothers to me, you know, they lost their moms many years ago, but yeah, even though it's been a long time, I can bet you money it ain't easy for them.
Not at all.
You know, and shout out to them too. Shout out to Kenny and Jones, man.
I just want to thank them as well.
Yeah, you know, I always think about y'all around this time of year, man. So, you know, I know it's not easy, but you know, you gotta keep pushing, because one thing we got to remember, like, our loved ones wouldn't want us sitting around moping and shit, feeling bad for them, you know, and stuff like that, because they'll tell you in a minute, like, hey, we had our run and it was a damn good one.
It damn sure was.
Y'all still here, so y'all gotta keep it moving. Y'all gotta keep it going.
And you gotta keep building for the next generation.
Exactly.
And so you gotta have that foundation for your own family.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it's traveling or doing whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? You gotta do that. Because they will want you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They will want you to do that.
So I know this holiday season it ain't easy, but we can get through it. We gonna get through it.
Yes.
We gonna get through it. So,
I want people to, if you don't know much about self-care, look it up. start trying to focus more on it. You know what I'm saying? Do things that you like to do. If you're the type of person that like to read or journal or whatever the case may be, do that. You know, whatever makes you feel like it's your safe space. You know?
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
You know? If you like, you got a hobby, you like making stuff, being real crafty, creative, designing stuff, by all means, you do that. You know, whatever helps you give you that inner peace and that comfort. And sometimes when it come down to like certain gatherings and stuff like that, and people may want to invite you or whatever like that, you might up and change your mind. It may not want to be bothered.
And that's fine.
And that's okay too. You know? It's okay.
You know, just let them know,
No,
that, hey, you know, appreciate your invite and everything. But
exactly.
I'm just gonna lay low.
No. Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna get up with y'all soon though.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And sometimes it might be good for people to get around their family. Have that's positive, and don't be around no negative drama. We don't like that. But just get around someone who, you know, like to have a great time and just enjoy life.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Do you have anything else for the listeners this evening? Any advice that you want to give besides what you already?
I mean, outside the stuff that we done said, man, like, just do what makes you happy.
Yes.
What gives you comfort. What gives you any bit of joy that you can get. Like I said, as long as you ain't hurting nobody, you know, whatever you gotta do, just do it. And I know it can seem bleak at times, but one day at a time, it gets a little bit better. It's just one day at a time. So just remember, everything gonna be all right.
Yes, most definitely. And of course, it's definitely been a challenge between the both of us, because of us losing loved ones back to back. You know, we just maintained the best way we knew how. You know what I'm saying? And life is challenging, but you gotta have your faith, and you learn more about yourself. You know what I'm saying? You do what makes you happy. I would love to have people find that inner peace, whatever that may be. Surround yourself with positivity, with the loved ones or friends, whoever you feel most comfortable being around for the holiday season.
Keep as much of the bullshit away from you as
possible. Most definitely. Positivity. If you feel like it's gonna interfere in that, you stay away. I promise you, you'll be alright. And I greatly appreciate all of my listeners checking out my first episode of Finding Comfort and Self-Care During the Holiday Season. Again, this your girl, Queesa Queez, on Let's Talk About It with Queesa Queez. Thank you again. I hope y'all have a blessed one. Peace, love, and blessings. Until next time.
Till next time.
Yes. One love.